They said you were weak. They didn't always say it out loud, but you heard it in the silence, in their sighs, in the way they looked away when you needed them the most. They didn't see a warrior. They saw someone who struggled, someone who failed, and in their eyes, that made you small. And slowly, you started to believe them. Because when you try and fall again and again, the world doesn't wait. It moves on, leaves you in the dirt with your questions and your pain and your fists clenched at the sky. You thought, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm just not strong enough, not built for this, not meant for more. You stopped talking about your dreams. You stopped looking up. You stopped believing. Because how can you believe when your reflection looks back at you like a stranger? How can you believe when you carry shame in your bones and silence in your chest? But hear this now. The truth you forgot, the truth they never saw. You are not weak. You are just wounded. You've been through wars the world never saw. You've lost battles no one knew you were fighting. You've screamed into pillows, swallowed words, held back tears so long they turned to ice inside you. That is not weakness. That is survival. And survival takes strength, a strength so raw, so deep, so unforgiving. It doesn't show itself in smiles or medals. It lives in your scars. It echoes in your silence. It breathes in your brokenness. You think strength is loud? Strength is not always a roar. Sometimes strength is dragging yourself out of bed when your soul weighs 1,000 pounds. Sometimes strength is choosing not to disappear when everything in you wants to vanish. You think falling means failure? No. Falling means you tried. And there are people who will never understand how much courage that takes. The world loves the winners, the polished, the flawless. But real life is messy and bloody and full of cracks. And you've lived through it. You felt the ground break beneath you, and you're still here. You may be tired. You may be lost, but you are not done. You haven't risen not because you're weak, but because you're still healing, still gathering, still learning what it means to rise not as the person you were, but as someone entirely new. There is no shame in rebuilding. There is no shame in resting. But don't stay there forever, because the world needs you. And more than that, you need you. The version of you who hasn't been born yet. The one who will walk into fire and not burn. The one who will turn scars into armor. You're standing at the edge of something. It's not a cliff. It's a threshold. And I know you're scared. I know you don't think you're ready. But if you wait until you feel ready, you'll wait forever. So take the step. Crawl if you have to. Bleed if you must. But move. because even the smallest step forward is louder than 1,000 intentions. Even the faintest heartbeat of effort is enough to remind the universe that you're not finished. You've already survived the worst days of your life. You've already stood in storms and made it through. You think you're weak? Tell me, who told you that? The ones who never saw your sleepless nights? The ones who laughed at your mistakes but never lived your pain? You don't owe them anything. You owe yourself everything. This fight, the inside fight, it's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that even after all the breaking, the loss, the darkness, you can still come back. You can still rise. Not as you were, not even as they expect, but as you were meant to be. And no, it won't be easy. You'll question yourself 1,000 times. You'll doubt, you'll cry, you'll fall again. But this time, you'll know how to get up. This time, you'll rise with fire in your chest, with purpose in your steps, with clarity in your heart. And every time you rise, you silence the voices that said you never could. This isn't a story of weakness. This is a story of becoming. The fire in you isn't gone, it's waiting. The strength in you isn't missing, it's sleeping. And the world hasn't seen anything yet. So when you're ready, even if it's just today, for 5 minutes, for one breath, stand. Stand not to be seen, not to be admired. Stand so you can remember what it feels like to belong to yourself again. You are not weak. You are just haven't risen yet. But you will. Oh, you will.